morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is APWEN Abeokuta chapter. And this is the inauguration of the fourth chairman and the new executive. And on behalf of our past chairman and the incoming chairman and the executives and all the members of Abeokuta chapter, once again we say you are welcome. I'd like to hand you over to my sister here, Engineer Temitope Aboyeji.
And it's a privilege to have the number one engineer in APWEN in our midst this afternoon, in the person of Engineer Dr. Jumoke Eteribu, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, fellow Nigerian Society of Chemical Engineers. Please, with a rousing ovation this afternoon, I want us to welcome into our midst Engineer Dr. Jumoke Eteribu, FNSC, FNSCHE, the President APWEN, and the chairman of this gracious occasion. Please kindly help me bring her to the high table here. We want to welcome Mommy. We are happy to have you in our midst. Our host for today's occasion, in the person of Engineer Temitayo Adebuyi, FNSC, FNI is the chief host of this occasion, and she is the outgoing chairman, APWEN Abeokuta chapter. You're welcome, ma. Thank you. We have here present a national executive of APWEN. She came together with the president in the person of Engineer Faith Ukoni. You're welcome. Thank you very much, my sister. God bless you. You're welcome. I will also like to welcome the person for which we are all gathering this afternoon, and that is the fourth chairman of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, the incoming chairman, in the person of Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki. Of Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki, please let's put our hands together for her as she comes to the stage as the fourth chairman of APWEN Abeokuta chapter and the executive members. So APWEN Abeokuta chapter incoming executive members, wherever you are, please can you just be upstanding so we can also see you. The seat here cannot contain all of us. So please, we would like to recognize every incoming executive member of APWEN Abeokuta chapter. So we have here present Engineer Mojisola Oyelowo, APWEN Abeokuta chapter chairman. You're welcome, ma. Please kindly rise up for recognition. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, ma. In APWEN, we celebrate our past chairman in special ways. And you can say that we have the immediate past chairman seated up here. Of course, she's our mommy. Today, I'll call her mommy raised to power 1. We have a double mommy in the house present also, in the person of Engineer Mrs. Olanike Ogunbono, FNSC. Mommy, please kindly come forward. We would like you to take your place. The first chapter chairman of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, in the person of Engineer Mrs. Omolola Banjo, FNI you're welcome. You're welcome, ma. We are happy to have you in our midst. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These are the ones that have been leading us in APWEN Abeokuta chapter. We have been following in their steps as our mommies, and I'm very sure that they are happy that their children are doing well.
From the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abeokuta branch. We have the branch treasurer here, the person of Engineer Ismail Adeyemi. He is representing the chairman, Engineer Adenuga. You're welcome, sir. Engineer Ismail Adeyemi, F9, you're welcome. Sir, thank you for coming. We also have Engineer Solomon Ogaje, Assistant Publicity Secretary. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. We also have a beautiful woman in our midst this afternoon, and I'm glad I'm doing this. She supported us in the last investiture that we have, and she promised to be here again. We have Pastor Mojonyola Yinka Okuneye for late Professor Peter Okuneye of Funab here. Mommy, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you. Thank you, ma. God bless you, ma.
Also here present this afternoon, I want us to welcome Engineer Titilade Adeyemo, Construction, Operation and Maintenance, Ogun River Basin Development Authority. You're welcome, sir. I was told we have the guest speaker already here present. So permit me to call to the stage our guest speaker for today in the person of Professor Petra Abdusalam Sagar. Please, where is she? Wow! Mommy was the first person to come to this honor. She has been seated since. Honestly, you're very much welcome, ma. She's the HOD Department of Agriculture Extension and Rural Development, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. So please let us put our hands together as we welcome our guest speaker for today, Professor Petra Abdusalam Sagar. You're welcome, ma. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, ma. We really appreciate you. So before we go into the program proper, for those of us that are coming to Abeokuta for the very first time, I just want to give us a brief. So Abeokuta, of course, is the capital of Ogun State. And Abeokuta was founded in the year 1830 by Chief Shodeke, a leader in Egbaland. And Abeokuta, if you understand Yoruba, means under the rock. It was named in reference to how the local people found solace under the Olumo Rock during the intertribal war years back. Abeokuta is popularly known for its indigenous Adire fabric. Abeokuta has a market dedicated to that. We have the Itoku market, where the locally fabricated Adire fabric is being sold in Abeokuta, locally, internationally. Abeokuta is a place full of life and color. There are various landmarks in Abeokuta, prominent, among which we have the following. Number one, we have the Olumo Rock. If you come to Abeokuta and you have not visited Olumo Rock, then you need to be there. We also have the St. Peter's Anglican Church. That is the first church in Nigeria, founded in the year 1845. We also have the palace of the paramount ruler of Alayaki of Egbaland, called the Afin Alaketi Legba. Opposite the palace, of course, we have the Centenary Hall, which was built in 1930. Abeokuta became the capital of Ogun State in the year 1976. And Abeokuta is proud to have produced notable individuals in virtually all walks of life, among which we have Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, and the owner of the only presidential library in Nigeria. We also have late Chief Mrs. Funmilayo Ransom Kuti, who is also a woman, because today's gathering is actually a celebration of the woman folk. So we have Chief Mrs. Funmilayo Ransom Kuti, the first Nigerian woman to drive a car, and the mother of the renowned musician, that's Fela Anikulapo Ransom Kuti. We also have Professor Wole Soyinka, the Nobel-winning author. Also in Abeokuta, Abeokuta is known for their favorite dishes. We have Lafun and Ewedu soup. That's the favorite dish of Abeokuta people. We also have the locally produced ofada rice. The people of Abeokuta are socialists, known for hospitality. If you agree with that, can you? Okay. So I think I'm not from Abeokuta, but I can testify to that. Abeokuta is the hometown of popular artists. We have various artists. We can mention and continue to mention and continue to mention. So among them, of course, we have the late Fela Anikulapo Ransome Kuti. We have, if I want to, talk about nowadays, we have Kiss Daniel. Okay, we have Fireboy. We have Chief Ebenezer Obey and the like. So ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to Abeokuta. And I wish you a memorable stay in Abeokuta town. Put your hands together for me. Thank you. But this program, however, is being held in Funab. And we also want to appreciate the VC and the management of the university. And Funab is described as one of the most beautiful campuses in Nigeria. Only that the road to Funab is something else now. I hope someone someday will wake up to that and that road will be fixed. So the Federal University of Agric, Abeokuta, was established as a specialized university on January 1, 1988 by the federal government of Nigeria with a three-podal mandate of teaching, research, and extension services. The land area of Funab covers about 10,000 hectares in the northeastern end of Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Funab have 351 academic programs, made up of 30 undergraduate programs, 321 graduate programs, which include 31 postgraduate diploma programs, 152 master's degree programs, and 138 doctorate degree programs. The VC, the present VC, who I believe will still be joining us in the course of this program, is no other person but Professor Olushola Babatunde Kehinde, and he assumed office on the 1st of April 2023. And you know what? He's actually married to my mother. And I don't, when I discovered that, I said I was going to tell him when he comes today. He's married to Professor Mrs. Iyabode Kehinde, also a professor of plant pathology. Also, we have in our midst our elders in the chapter. We have with us here present our mommy Ogundimu. Please. Ogun State anthem. Professor Ezra Adeleke. Please kindly usher him forward here. Bring him to sit beside our past chairman here. Thank you. Please, at this time, we'll be taking the opening prayer. Please, let's be upstanding as we take the second stanza of the national anthem. O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Guide our leaders right. Help our youth the truth to know. In love and honesty to grow. And living just and true. Break lofty height attain. To build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. Thank you. Of course, here this afternoon, the branch chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Ismail Adenuga, is ably represented here by Engineer Ismail Adeyemi. So please, we would like to invite you forward to join them on the high table. Thank you. So the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, APWEN, was formed by a handful of women engineers led by engineer Mrs. J.O. Meduka in 1982 and was formally inaugurated in 1983. It was originally meant to be a pressure group since most men hiring engineers then would rather have women in the kitchen and not on construction sites or behind the desk carrying out engineering designs. The vision of APWEN to be the catalyst of the advancement of women in the engineering profession towards national and global technological development. The mission of APWEN is to continuously increase awareness that engineering is a career for girls, also thereby improving the numerical strength of female engineers. Our objective, to provide a forum for promoting solidarity among female engineers. And I want us to know that since 1982, APWEN has recorded a level of achievement of our objectives by advancing professional knowledge of members through the following: facilitation of continuing professional development workshops, organizing industrial visits to engineering facilities, career counseling sessions for female students in primary, secondary, tertiary institutions to increase awareness and encourage them to study science and engineering. Also, APWEN has participated as role models, as APWEN members has participated as role models and mentors at programs organized by engineering students of tertiary institutions. Also, APWEN, a non-profit organization, gives scholarships and awards to outstanding female students in our various institutions. I think APWEN deserves clapping ovation for that. And God has been using our leaders. And as I said the other time, for those of us that were not present at the beginning of this program, we are glad to have in our midst the president of APWEN. And I want us to welcome her again into our midst this afternoon in the person of Engineer Dr. Jumoke Eteribo, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, fellow Nigerian Society of Chemical Engineers. We are glad to have you in our midst. It's because she loves this chapter. That's why she could make it here against all odds to grace this occasion. Ma, we are indeed very grateful and we appreciate you for this great honor and privilege. Thank you. You can please have your seat, Ma. So to take the opening remark, I will be calling on the immediate past chairman of Abeokuta, Engineer Temitayo Adegbuyi, FNSC, FNI, Triple E. During her tenure, God used her and her team to keep APWEN and Abeokuta at the very forefront among other chapters in Nigeria. And the day has come for her to pass the baton to the next chairman. So with great gladness in my heart, and I also believe the same goes to every member of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, we want to appreciate our outgoing chairman in the person of Engineer Temitayo Adegbuyi, FNSC, FNIWE, and I want to respectively call her forward to take the opening remark of this great occasion. Please, let's put our hands together for Engineer Temitayo Adegbuyi. You're welcome.
Formally, to this gathering, the president of APWEN, of our Association of Professional Women Engineers, Engineer Jumoke Eterigo, FNSC, you are welcome, ma. I also want to appreciate the school authority, the vice chancellor, the representative, and all our professors seated for being with us today to grace this occasion. And to my HODs in the house, I welcome you, sir. I also want to welcome the grandmother of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, the first chairman of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, in person of Engineer Lola Banjo. You are welcome, ma. And also to my own mother in APWEN Abeokuta chapter. That's my own IPC, in person of Engineer Olanike Ogumbono, FNSC. You are welcome, ma. And we also have some of our mommies in the house. Our mommy, Engineer Ogundimu, upholding the chapter and putting the chapter together behind bar. You are welcome, ma. And also, my SONA coordinator is here, ably represented by my friend, my colleague, my one and two, from the chairman of Engr chapter. You are welcome, ma. Thank you for coming. And to all APWEN members, you are highly recommend. You are highly welcome. I thank you for being here. And to all our invited guests, you are welcome, sir. You are welcome, ma. And to all our scholarship awardees, you are also welcome to today's occasion. My speech. It gives me great joy and an inner peace to stand before you all today. And I say you are welcome to this August occasion as I formally vacate the office of the chairman, Abeokuta chapter. Before I move on with my speech, I want to tender my apology to the President, Association of Professional Women Engineers, for those mistakes that she noticed today. It is not in her character as a chapter. As you know, that we are always on fire. Thank you, ma. Thank you for taking us as we are. We are sorry, ma. Going forward, this position has been a position I occupied for the past 2 years. And I sincerely appreciate God for the privilege given to me by all members of Association of Professional Women Engineers in Abeokuta chapter to serve the association since 2021. I return all glory to God and honor the Almighty God for all our achievements and for preserving me and the executive and all the members up to today. At this point, I will want us to stand up to observe a minute silence in honor of our late digital president, Engineer Funmilayo Ojelade. Soul rest in peace. Teacher, on 18th November 2021. And during this tenure that ends today, APWEN Abeokuta chapter has achieved the following: statutory functions, 19 monthly meetings, and 14 ESCO meetings were held during this tenure. Empowerment seminar for women towards sustainable economic development was held on natural drink and soap making. Technical presentations during monthly meetings were consistently held on 10 occasions. A total of 6 public lectures was held to enhance women and family sustainable and equitable development. More than 10 courtesy visits were made to prominent personalities and elders of this notable association. Our administration has built on the foundation laid by our predecessors by increasing the chapter's participation and involvement in the national program and events. Our attendance and activities and active participation in more than 8 national programs and events was recorded. I hope this administration will also move on with this potential. In the drive of this administration to be a catalyst to the advancement of women and girl child, as we have been rightly notified by our MC, the functions and those missions and visions of APWEN. APWEN Abeokuta held 8 career talk in senior secondary schools, technical colleges, as well as tertiary institutions. Quiz competition were held for senior secondary schools across Ogun State. And in order to aspire these young girls to study STEM subjects, and scholarships were awarded to winners. This, our persistent awarding of scholarship to these secondary school girls attracts a letter of appreciation from Ogun State Ministry of Education, Science, and Technology. Let's give APWEN Abeokuta a round of applause for that. Scholarship were also awarded to Best Female Graduating Student 2023 set of Igboora High School. And we also have scholarship for junior secondary school for them to read STEM subjects in order to encourage them to read engineering. Some of these scholarships were being supported and being financed by our past chairman in person of engineer Olanike Ogumbono and engineer Omolola Banjo. And today again, we are going to witness the 2023 scholarship presentation to two of our awardees in that just from the junior secondary school that has graduated into the senior secondary school, and they are still reading sciences. This administration organized and observed 12 International Day in order to continuously increase awareness that engineering is also for girls. In our effort to sensitize the public of our strength, our voice, our future, APWEN Abeokuta was on OGTV News on March 10, 2023 on capacity development for women in tricycle business, which focuses on women resilience in challenging economic situation. During this tenure, APWEN members in local and national features on less than 17 television and radio media coverage. Industrial visits was not left behind, as 3 industrial visits were held during this administration. APWEN Abeokuta supported 4 of our FUNAP collegiate members to attend the 2022 National Conference. As a mother, we also provide moral and financial support towards programs organized by our collegiate chapters. 2 members of APWEN Abeokuta chapter were honored with Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers during this administration. Let's give APWEN a round of applause. My sincere thanks to all executive members of APWEN Abeokuta chapter during this tenure. You are wonderful. You have been cooperative. I love you all. You have raised the bar from where we took it from. You have all made this tenure a success. Kudos to you all. To all members of APWEN Abeokuta, home and abroad, I am grateful for your cooperation and support for the success that was achieved through this tenure. I highly appreciate the financial support and mentorship of our elders in the house, Engineer Monsurat Agbola and Engineer Modupe Ogundimu. Thank you, Mas, for being there for us. To all our elders in the house, we appreciate your support for being there for us throughout our tenure. Some of our programs and achievements would not have been possible if not for some people that are donor givers. We call them hyper helper. Thank you all for doing this for us. I did not undermine the support of my of my president. I appreciate you, ma, Engineer Jumoke Eterigo, for your support, for your counsel, and for being there for us in Abeokuta chapter. To the incoming chairman of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki, congratulations to you on your assumption to this enviable position. Kindly note that we are not in OYO. We are not in Oyo. We are there to work together with you. I wish you a successful tenure. Thank you.
Please, let's do more for the IPC. Let's put our hands together for her one more time. Engineer Temitayo Adeguyi, FNSC, FNI Triple E. Thank you very much, ma.
So next on our program this afternoon, we will be having the opening remark by our president, the president of APWEN, in the person of Engineer Elizabeth Jumoke Eteribo. Before she comes up, I just want to tell us a few things about this lovely woman you're seeing here. This morning, she's been up so early and had to be on her to still attend to the girl-child issue, challenges in the engineering sector. And we can see her. She's so hardworking. She's a very pleasant mother and a prayerful woman. At least I've spent up to like 24 hours with her. And I think I noticed those things in her. She is a senior lecturer and a deputy director advancement officer, Federal University of Technology, Minna, Niger State. She is an advocate of girl-child in STEM. STEM means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, education. As the president of APWEN, she has given the association a wider coverage in Nigeria and internationally due to her commitment to STEM for girls and capacity development, particularly the women. APWEN, under her leadership, is in collaboration with the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and Oya Construction as awardees of different grants from outside Nigeria. Please, I want us to put our hands together for her.
I just want to give a very short chairman's remark, and then we'll go into the reason why we are here today. The Vice Chancellor of FUNAB, ably represented. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. The national executive members that are here, I have two of my members together with me here. I have Engineer Faith Ukoni, the Assistant Secretary of the Association, and I have Engineer Nike Ogumbono, a Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. So you can see that the chapter is not just local. The chapter is at international level. Thank you for doing your work. The zonal coordinator, APWEN has 6 zones. We follow the zoning of Nigeria, and Abeokuta is under the southwest. And we have the zonal coordinator, Engineer Bosede Oyekunle, who is ably represented by a dynamic leader, a chairman, in fact, the second born of my tenure, the chairman of Egbe Ikorodu chapter, in the person of Engineer Mojisola Oyelowo. Thank you very much for coming all the way from Lagos State. I also want to appreciate or welcome For every successful woman, you must see a man beside the woman. If you're not yet married, it could be your brother, cousins, uncles. And if you are married, you have your husband beside you. For we, APWEN, we are all married and we have our husband. And that is the chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for honoring us. APWEN is a division of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. So they are our APMAN. I want to also welcome the Dean of the College of Engineering, Civil Engineering. You're welcome, sir. The HODs and the staff of Civil Engineering. I want to specifically welcome two people in our mix who are also, they are members of FUNAB, but sincerely since morning, they have distinguished themselves to be too much for us to live without them. I'm looking for them around, but you know, that means they've got duty. They've been there for us. Engineer, two of them, I think, from Madam's department, from the incoming. Thank you very much, sir. We acknowledge you. I want to say that I won't complete this in any order if I don't recognize the national chairman of NIWE. In fact, when they called, I was looking around to look for him. And then I saw him seated comfortably. You know, we look alike. We're like brother and sister. You're welcome, sir. International Wale. Thank you for honoring us. God honors you too. Thank you so much. Then I want to say that we are all gathered here, but we have a team for today. I want to specifically welcome the very simple looking professor. It's part of the question somebody asked me today. That do we women, you know, dressing, looking guy. But I said, decency is in simplicity. To our speaker, you're welcome, ma. Thank you for being so simple and loving. Professor Petra Abdusalam, thank you so much. I want to welcome all our sponsors that are here, hyper sponsors, supporters of different categories. I welcome you all. I want to welcome the colleagues that are present here, all the young engineers that are here. I want to welcome you, our distinguished guests, our invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the National Executive Committee and all members of the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, APWEN, it is a great honor to welcome you to the occasion of the inauguration of Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki as the fourth chairman of APWEN Abeokuta chapter and our executive members. I want to say thank you for joining us. Despite your tight schedules, your presence is an expression of your continued support for APWEN. This, your support, places APWEN on a solemn responsibility that she's determined not to take for granted. We are gathered here to honor the courage of women, and in particular, the chairman of APWEN, Abeokuta chapter, the incoming chairman of APWEN, Abeokuta chapter, Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki, whose admirable leadership qualities will immensely impact the growth of this association and the state generally. APWEN has chosen to be part of the mission of building the future of the girl child, where everyone is an equal stakeholder. I want to seize this opportunity to specially appreciate the IPCs. She's the fourth. The three IPCs I appreciate you. You've laid a good foundation, and that is what is being built on. I appreciate them, and I appreciate all the previous executives of APWEN Abeokuta chapter for their leadership style that has brought the chapter to the front burner. APWEN is an all-female association in a male-dominated profession. This is further compounded by our culture and religion. We perceive women as the weaker ones. The association was inaugurated in 1982 by 6 visionary women engineers to encourage, to enhance, and to excel in the ability and potential that God has deposited in every female gender. Today, our registered number are over 4,500 in 43 cities across Nigeria and in 29 campuses across the 6 geopolitical zones and in the diaspora. The vision of APWEN is to break the gender disparity by being an advocate for the advancement of female engineers in national and global technological development. APWEN, in her 40 years of existence, has been an advocate for advancing the professional development of practicing female engineers, technologists, and scientists. Also inspiring young girls in science and engineering by sponsoring competitions and mentoring of engineering students. The theme for today's lecture, Sustainable Economic Empowerment, Women Leading Innovation and Transformation Entrepreneurship, is apt. This is because it resonates deeply with the principle of equality, progress, and global development. The theme is not just a slogan, but a powerful call to action. When we talk about sustainable economic development, we are not merely discussing economic growth, no, but fostering an environment where women are at the front of transformative change. In many ways, women represent the untapped potentials of innovation and entrepreneurship that can drive positive change in our world. And I believe that as we listen to the speaker today, we all leave this place, particularly the role of women in entrepreneurship, with our mindsets changed that women, particularly female engineers, are drivers of economic growth in Nigeria and the whole world at large. Permit me to say this, that we know that women are at times looked at as people that are just meant to be in the kitchen. But the narrative is changed and keep changing completely. I therefore want to thank you for your time and appeal to you to let us continue to work together to build a future where women leadership in innovation and entrepreneurship is woven into the fabric of our global economy. Before I take my seat, I would like to acknowledge openly again the chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abeokuta branch, and any other chairman of NSC that is present in this occasion for your great support towards APWEN at national and at Abeokuta chapter. We say a big thank you for your impactful leadership. Once again, I welcome you all, and I say a very, very big thank you. Long live APWEN, long live Nigerian Society of Engineers, long live Ogun State, long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you.
I'm sure we can do more for the president. Let's put our hands together for her one more time. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very, very much. Let's have our seat. Before we move to the next item, I would like to introduce the special people amidst us this afternoon. The first person I want to introduce is actually the incoming chairman, mentor, Professor O.D. Akinyemi, the Director, Center for Excellence in Agriculture and Sustainable Environment.
I want to plead that you please be upstanding as I quickly take your abridged profile. Professor Petra Abdusalam Sagar is a professor of gender, social inclusion and development studies, and gender focal point at Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Nigeria. She is currently the head of Department of Agricultural Extension and Rural Development at the same university. She is a fellow of the prestigious African Women in Agricultural Research and Development Award. She has many published national and international articles to her name. Please, can we put our hands together for her? She is a mentor of mentors, a life coach, and has graduated many students at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. She is very passionate about gender equity, inclusion, and transformative development. Please join me to welcome to the podium Professor Mrs. Petra Abdusalam Sagar, as she speaks to us on the theme Sustainable Economic Empowerment, Women Leading Innovation and Transformation Entrepreneurship. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor of our prestigious university, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, ably represented by the Dean of Engineering, the President of APWEN. Without wasting too much time, I think I would like to stand on existing protocols. Before I go into my what I'm here to do, I would like to tell APWEN that selecting the engineer Alayaki is a win-win situation for you, because I've worked with her before, and she's like a golden fish to us in this university. And I believe that your choice is going to be a tremendous value addition to you and to your association. I would like to welcome all my learned colleagues here. I call you learned colleagues because you are learned. I am excited about being here with you this afternoon. To make few corrections here and there, I'm a gender specialist, okay? I think it's about time that APWEN changes the chairmanship of this, the way it is written. We are women. Let's do this gender profiling the right way. You can call her a minister, right? We can call her a governor. But I've never seen a male association being, the chairperson being tagged chairwomen. All right? So let's do the needful. Let's make this change. I'm not trying to change anything, but I'm just pointing out as a gender specialist. Again, I welcome you all to this auspicious moment. My coming, I was the first person to get to this place. And I, Miss Alayaki, she knows me. She has worked with me before. She knows that I won't come late here. And someone asked me, said, is it an African thing to come late? I said, no, it's an individual thing to come late. And because of the years of my experience and my education, all the things I've ever been, I was once like that, a late comer. But at the end of I decided to change, to make that change. I came and I'm happy to be here. Now, I was given this topic to talk about, sustainable economic empowerment, women leading innovations and transformation, entrepreneurship. When Engineer Alayaki told me to submit the profile to be read, so I submitted just a paragraph. So she now said, I know we want to celebrate you. We want more. I just smiled. I didn't reply her because I know I'm not the one on the spotlight this afternoon. You are. So I should not outshine you. Okay? Yes. So we give honor to whom honor is due. Now, to why I'm here proper. I wish this could be transmitted here, but unfortunately, let's just manage it. The rationale behind this topic is the fact that we want to ensure that both men, women, and the young people participate and benefit from sustainable economic employment. My president, you have introduced what I want to talk about, and you have done it perfectly well. I think she deserves a round of applause. We want to look at sustainable economic empowerment to allow integration of gender issues in a systematic way so that women issues will not get lost. We keep hearing about men are this, men are that. And we also need to close that gap between the scenarios that occurs between both men and women. So we need to look at this title. Why gender? Why women? Because it is observed that consistent gender disparity in access to and the benefit from technologies, services, and input across developing countries are negatively skewed towards the male gender. We also noted that participation in and benefit from technologies and entrepreneurship is registering low female membership and participation. And then we have women having lack of information on systems, on how things work. And then we also need to know that men and women, we are differently impacted by technologies, by interventions, by other emerging threats such as climate change and so on and so forth. Because we think differently. We all have our core strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But as women, our weaknesses and threats, they are much more than those of our male counterparts. As a gender specialist, I will be balancing this story. And then, when we focus on gender issues, we can increase productivity, we can increase prosperity, we can increase innovations, and we can ensure economic empowerment system and improve food security and nutrition. Wow. Now, a lot of work has gone out there to tell us the potential gains from reducing gender disparity and for fostering more participation of women in economic, in every facet of life. FAO insisted that if women had the same resources, they could have the same resources as men, they could increase yields on their farms by 30 to 40%. And they could raise agricultural output by 2.5 to 4%. And then they can reduce hunger of people by 100 to 150 million. And there are also evidences that income under the control of women is more likely to be used to improve family welfare. Because on the average, an average woman would think first, not even of herself. She would think of her family. What will my husband eat? Let me give you an example. Someone, an innovator or extension agent introducing early maturing maize, for instance. You remember our maize. A woman will look at certain criteria before she adopts technology. The first thing, like that, our early maturing maize now, she will look at the color. Is it attractive? Huh? Is it pleasant to the eyes? Then she will go and look at the taste. Is it sweet enough for my family to eat? Is it good? Is it nutritious? She will look at some of these criteria. But for a man, what does a man look at? Looks at the economic gains, the yield. If I grow this maize, for instance, is it going to give me 30 tons? And when I sell it, will I be able to afford to buy a car? Or if I sell it, will I be able to marry another wife? Because I want to help my wife who is old now. I think I need to get somebody very young so that she'll be helping her. Please ask, who is helping who? Who is helping who? So all these, they are very, very important when you do your technology. When you do your technology. But then, a lot of times, I'll just mention just two terminologies that people really, they interchange and they use wrongly. I've been to gatherings like this, and I've trained over years, I've trained people, I've trained trainers. The first question I ask is, what do you understand by gender? And I'll just pass a card around, and when I see what they wrote, it's like, for goodness sake, someone wrote like, gender is an agenda to rob men of their rights. Some will even write, gender is all about women. Some with a lot of misunderstanding, and I would not blame them because some of our so-called gender specialists, they are not balancing the story as it is. Gender equality entails the concept that all human beings, both men and women, are free to develop their personal abilities and make choices without the limitations set by stereotypes, rigid gender roles, and prejudice. Had it been you are not economically empowered as women, you may not have been here now. Because when you tell your husband that I want to go and attend this investiture, your husband will exercise his right and tell you that you cannot be here, that he wants to send you somewhere else, and you don't dare argue with him. So gender equality has to do with removing barriers, stereotypes, rigid gender roles, and prejudice that will not allow men and women to be equal. Equality does not mean sameness. Please get it right. It is not about my husband is wearing trousers, I also want to wear trousers. No. Equality has to do with I want to further my education. My husband is now an engineer. I also want to, even if I'm not an engineer, I also want to have masters, I want to have PhD. Because if women are empowered educationally, it's a win-win situation. Even for the man, he will have peace. Honestly. But a lot of times, men, they undermine this because of their complexes. They believe that if they empower women, they will lose their respect. Women will not respect them anymore. But the honest is that men, they don't usually remember how that woman supported them to be whoever they are presently. So now it does not mean that women and men have to become the same, but that their rights, responsibilities, and opportunities will not depend on whether they are born male or female. Equity, gender equity. Those are the, I said gender equality and gender equity. Gender equity means fairness of treatment for women and men according to their respective needs. In the developing context, a gender equity goal often requires built-in measures to compensate for the historical and social disadvantage of men. Gender equity means fairness. Be fair to all. We still have situations where men dictate where their women will give birth. Some people will not allow their women to go to a conventional hospital. They would rather want that their wife to go to birth attendants, the traditional birth attendants. And why? Say, my wife, I don't want anyone to see her private part. Is that the issue at that particular point in time? Or that you need to save that woman? Now, the current scenario on gender issues, as we are seeing it, is that women in the labor market still earn 23% less than men globally. We are also witnessing the fact that women spend about 3 times as many hours in unpaid domestic and care work as men. We are the ones doing all the paparazzi in the house, in the home. We are the ones doing it, and we are not remunerated. And even if you are remunerated, let's put value to that remuneration, and we'll see that women are being shortchanged. Then, in the issue of sexual violence, exploitation, and unequal division of unpaid care and domestic work, and also discriminations in every walks of life, discrimination abound. At the current rate, it will take an estimated 300 years to end child marriage. It will take 286 years to close gaps in legal protection and removing discriminating laws. And it will take about 140 years for women to be represented equally in position of power and leadership in the workplace. It will also take 47 years to achieve equal representation in national parliament. I throw this to you as you are seated. You are highly placed. Please, when you are given the opportunity to speak for women, don't just occupy the chair. Spend your currencies. That's lobbying currencies that God has given you. Lobby well for women. Advocate for women. Because if you don't do this, don't just go there as a representative. You say, let's add, because they said we should put women now. They said 33% women now. So, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, out of 10, 33%, just go. And then you sit down. Opportunity has been given to you to talk, to speak up. Please, let's spend our currency wisely. And then, we should mind the gap when we spend our currency. Let's narrow that gap. A journey of today starts with a good step in the right direction. Let's take that good step in the right direction. I now want to challenge us as women. Who are those people causing this disparity the most? You want to let me answer that. We are the ones. Women, we are the culprits. We are the ones fostering this disparity. When you have a male child and a female child, even the naming is different. When you do the naming ceremony, it's different. You celebrate a male child differently from the female child. And the naming itself, the name, you see my king, the one and only, my crown, and stuff like that. Even in engineering, when you take your textbooks at secondary school level and primary school level, you see that gender disparity is even in there. The examples they give, they see a man child or a boy child wearing lab coat, with stethoscope on his neck. And then you see a poor girl with broom and packer with sweeping as an example. What are we saying? That this poor girl child is stationary as a domestic help. And then the boy child can aspire to be anything. Can be engineer, can be anything. Even tractor. You see examples. Tractors, a female child, you will not see a photo of a female child on a tractor. Because that tractor has been seeded as the men domain. We need to start changing some of this so that gender gap will be narrowed. We have to give examples of gender sustainable economic empowerment examples. We have lack of data to make comparison. As you are seated now, you, every one of us, we are what I call champions. We already made. Are we documenting that? Are we packaging our stories, success stories? Every time, I am always angry in my system when they say, women are marginalized. If I'm marginalized as a woman, I will not be here. I'm a professor, for goodness sake. I know some women, they are marginalized. But we that we are not marginalized, are we packaging our stories for the marginalized ones to listen to hear? And I tell you this. I want to also say this, that all these are people from abroad. Their custom, they are quite different from our own in Africa. And we should take note of this. Any project, anything we are doing, that we are not including men. We are just doing it in vain. I must tell you. You see, I balance stories. Because men, they are our strong advocates, and we are not using them as such. We need to look at the way we will use their strength to balance our own weaknesses. So we need to know any project that we are doing, that men are not involved. We are shooting ourselves in the legs. We must involve them because they are our well-wishers. They have girl children. And they have mothers, they have sisters. Surely they will wish well for all of them. So why are we now saying everything women, 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 women? There is nowhere that you promote a woman on top of a man, that you are doing the right thing. Why don't you promote every one of them equally? Let them be identified and be who they are. And then you start narrowing that gap. And the men will be our advocates. And they will lobby for us. Because when you train a woman child, a girl child, and you leave the boy child, I ask you this question. Who is the owner of the wallet? Please, let me repeat myself. Who, in African setting, who is the owner of the wallet? Because a man sees his wife as his property. And everything that she has is his own. Let's stop all this divisive way, unity is the watchword here. And when the home has unity, you don't even need to look at anyone who is growing or not. Everybody grows well. Everyone grows well. We have different disparity that exists that we must narrow the gap. The natural capital, the physical capital, financial capital, human capital, social capital, political capital. Why do we look at sustainable economic empowerment? We must know that, unlike previously, that we look at household as a unit. The household is not a unit anymore. We have individuals with individual differences, with individual coping strategies that we have to look at. So they don't share the same preferences. They don't receive the same resources. And the impact of policies, they are different. No, for everybody in the house. I remember we had a training. There was a particular man. We told him that we invited him as the household head. Household head. Please note this, household head. But do you know that 80% of households now, they are female-maintained households. Female-maintained household. The husband is not dead. He did not travel. He's in the house. But the household is maintained by the female. And when you now choose the household head, that is referred to as the male, we now train them. We gave them 10 points on a particular issue. By the time that man got back home, he decided he branched his friend's house, and he was playing draft and all these things. He forgot 4 out of the 10 points. Eh? And then he branched his girlfriend's house. Eh? And by the time they finished, he forgot 2 again out of the 10 points, making remaining 6. He was now working in the evening. Now when he decided to go back home, out of the 6 points, he now decided in his heart that Mama Sikira is a vegetable grower. She doesn't need anything on cocoa. So because of that, I think she deserves to have 2 points. Can you see? So even in training, in everything we do, we must consider gender issues. For economic empowerment, train everyone equally. Let everybody be trained. Let everybody have access to whatever they want. And it is now at the onus of the doorsteps of that person to now see if he or she wants to use the information. We must be gender smart in our investment. These are strategies that seek to intentionally and measurably use gender in investment. We must be able to do that. What are the roles of innovations and technology? The roles are so numerous. I remembered, I never knew I would be given the opportunity to even come here, to come and give this lecture. One day, the former Vice Chancellor, Professor Salako, just called me because I'm the gender focal point for FUNAB. Come. I went there. I didn't know that he was taking me to engineering a class, I think mechatronic class or so. I can't remember. And he now said, Petra, I want you to see this. So, how many women are here? He said 2. 2 out of how many students? 22. So then I started asking questions. Is it that they are not given the opportunity to be among these people? I said, are they coping? They said they are the ones even leading the class. Their CGPA is the highest. In fact, they even confirmed, the student, the male students confirmed that they are the ones teaching them. Can you imagine? And yet, we need to take steps to correct this, sir, in your college. Let's make gender affirmative action. We are not reducing the quality of those you are going to admit, but you are making deliberate effort to admit them, to bring them on board. Because when you bring them on board, they are value addition to you. Girl child or girl children, they are value addition to you. The best practices now is to involve girls, young people, old people, everybody. Design, when you are designing as engineers, design low budget and affordable machineries and gender friendly machineries. Design technology that works well across multiple devices. Design for safety and privacy. Design for low literacy users. And design for people who will use it. I was in a place, they were operating machines. They now deliberately excluded the females from operating the machine. So I now asked, I said, have you given these girls the opportunity to do that? The owner of the factory said, no. They cannot do it. So they don't have the strength and they don't have this thing to do it. So I said, is that so? I now turned to the girls. Have you operated these machines before? They said, yes. The man opened his mouth. Then the technician that was operating now came out and said, anytime I am not available, they are the ones operating. No. I said, can you see? Oh yeah, climb and operate. Before we know it, everything just went well. And you know the way women, the way we are, we tender things very gently. We take our time to nurture, to make things grow. That is what those women, they were doing there. The man never knew that those women, they were the ones operating. Since then, the last time I went there, they gave them uniforms. They now permanent them to be operators of machines. Now, if they did not give them the opportunity, how would they know? There are opportunities in empowering women because you have tailor-made solutions that addresses the specific needs to empower anybody, especially women. We want to empower them to also be able to identify themselves in this world, to be who they are without prejudice, without restrictions. I want to leave with these pointers. As you are seated on a very lighter mood, let's start by doing our own life audits. Let's start by doing our own life audits. Let's start to identify who we are. We are opportuned to be engineers. What has that one done to anyone? What are the value addition? What do you stand for? We should also be thinking of how we make mindset shift. Let's train these people together. I ask a question. Who is the owner of the wallet? If you train a female child, he's going to go and get married to a male child that you did not train. And before you know, your child will be subservient in our own house. So we need to look at that. We need to also create visions. Anyone who woke up in the morning and doesn't have a vision, goals, is a dead person. We need to do that. We need to be passionate about what we believe in as women. We need to also work on ourselves daily because we are dynamic. We are very, very dynamic. And we need to create environment for success. If you want to change your life, you are not the only one to change. Your environment must also change. You must associate with people who are destiny changers, mentors. You need to also mentor some people. You need to learn some new skills and improve on existing ones. You need to avoid activities that will negatively impact your life and hinder your success. We are wonderfully and beautifully made as children of God. Let's identify with this. Anytime I do something that I do it right, I reward myself. Even with a bottle of Coke. Then I'll pat myself on the back. Even when nobody is patting it. Petra, you have tried. Because when you don't beat your own drums, nobody will put their own drums down and beat your own. Thank you very much.
Let's put those hands together again for our guest speaker. She has talked on fairness in gender equity, narrowing the gender equity gap, and she mentioned that equity has to be considered for economic development and empowerment. Then everyone should be involved in our innovations. We must ensure that our design is gender friendly. She also mentioned that the female folk should identify themselves and be encouraged to be who God has made them to be. And she also threw a challenge to every one of us that we should do our own life audits. How many lives have you impacted? Who are your associates? So I want us to put our hands together again for our guest speaker. Thank you very much, Ma. We sincerely appreciate you. So next on the program for this afternoon is the reason why we are gathered here this afternoon. And of course, that is the inauguration of our own dear engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki as the fourth chairman, and the executive members of APWEN, Abeokuta chapter. And to do that is no other person but the outgoing chairman in the person of Engineer Temitayo Adegbuyi, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, fellow Nigerian Institution of Electrical Engineers, Electrical and Electronic Engineers. And something about this mummy that I need to mention this afternoon is the fact that when she was being inaugurated 2 years ago, she was just a member of NSC and a member of NIEEE. But today, she is a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Within the span of 2 years, in fact, within the span of 1 year, she bagged those 2 awards in the institutions of engineers. So, over to you, Engineer Temitayo Adegbuyi, for the inauguration of the chairman. Thank you, ma'am.
All protocols duly observed. Thank you all for your presence since morning. At this point, I want to get the approval of my president to go ahead with the inauguration of Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki. Your permission, ma. Thank you, ma. Let's clap for our president in the house. She has given us the permission to inaugurate Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki as the 4th chairman of the Association of Professional Women Engineers, Abeokuta chapter, the chapter on fire. Please come forward, ma'am.
The chairman is moving majestically. Okay, let's listen to the of the incoming chairman. Funmilayo Alayaki was born in Lagos and had her primary education at W.J. David Memorial Baptist School, Lagos, and secondary education at Wahab Folabiyo High School, Ikoyi, Lagos, from where she emerged as the best female graduating student in 1989 and won Chief Wahab Inyoda Folawiyo Scholarship to study at any university in Nigeria. Let's put our hands together for her, please. However, she first acquired a diploma in civil engineering at the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, where she finished with distinction and once again emerged the best graduating student in 1992. Thereafter, she proceeded to the University of Lagos and obtained a BSc in civil engineering in 1998 and MSc in highway and traffic engineering in 2002. After her service year, Funmilayo acquired professional experience at Govanti Nigeria Limited as project engineer, and Lagos State Ministry of Works and Infrastructure allows her as contract engineer. After working in the construction industry for some years, she was employed as assistant lecturer in 2008 in the Department of Civil Engineering, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, FUNAB. She left on study leave to the United Kingdom in 2011 to obtain PhD in geotechnical engineering at the University of Cambridge, United Kingdom. The PhD degree was sponsored by Schlumberger Faculty for the Future Foundation, and her fieldwork in Nigeria was sponsored by University of Cambridge under the auspices of Cambridge Africa Abrada Research Fund. Funmilayo returned to her lecturing position in FUNAB in 2015 and is currently on the senior lecturer cadre. Let's put our hands together for her for this place. She has won research grants solely in collaboration with other researchers in the university. She has served on the various committees both in the university and engineering professional organizations. She is the coordinator, intellectual property, innovations, technology, incubation, and commercialization unit under the Directorate of Research, Innovations, and Partnership, DRIP, FUNAB. She's a mentor to many of our students. Some of them are in various countries, including Nigeria, where we are, gainfully employed or undergoing postgraduate studies. She has published in both local and international peer-reviewed journals and had presented her work in many academic conferences and workshops. Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki is a registered engineer of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, a corporate member of Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE, and an active member, and I repeat, an active member of the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, APWEN. She is happily married and blessed with children. Let's make welcome Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki. I think I'm glad doing this for her. Let's put our hands together for her, please.
Good afternoon once more. Presented before you this afternoon, is Engineer Funmilayo Alayaki. Members of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, you are accepting Engineer Funmilayo Alayaki. Say hi. Elders in the house, you want Engineer Funmilayo Alayaki to be your chairman. Say hi. And the whole of Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, we want to honor one of you as the chairman of Association of Professional Women Engineers. When we have national meetings, you will allow her to go. When there is national conference, she will not be debarred. International days, you have to give her opportunity to observe it. These are the responsibilities that we want to give to her. Do you go along with us? Say hi. Engineer Funmilayo Alayaki. You are here before this congregation today, before the founders of APWEN, Abeokuta chapter, and the founders of APWEN nationally, the past president, and my president has given us the permission to inaugurate you, the past chairman of this association, the chairman of Nigerian Society of Abeokuta seated, and all members of FUNAB here present. It is now my pleasure to conduct this inauguration service with the permission of my president. Engineer Funmilayo Alayaki, please step forward. Having been duly elected at the annual general meeting of the chapter, Abeokuta chapter of Association of Professional Women Engineers, you are by election, you have been elected as the chairman of the chapter. As the chairman, it will be your duty to preside at all meetings of the ESCO and as well as the general meeting of the chapter. It is also your duty to direct the administration of the chapter affairs in accordance with the decision of the ESCO and on its behalf, circumstances so desire. You are also to promote the objective of APWEN and to uphold and defend the memorandum and articles of the association. Entrance the prestige of APWEN, and you are to promote the welfare of all members of APWEN Abeokuta chapter. Will you be ready to fulfill this obligation? If you are ready to do that, say, I.
Yes, I will. I, Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Modupe Alayaki, Chairman of APWEN, Chapter, Abeokuta, by the grace of God and common will of the members of this chapter, do solemnly swear to lead the chapter to the best of my ability and to discharge all my duties conscientiously in the interest of APWEN, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and the world in general. I pledge to uphold and abide by the provision of the Constitution and bylaws of APWEN and every amendment thereof, and in accordance with the memorandum and article of Association of Professional Women Engineers, APWEN, and NSC. I swear to serve in the fear and admonition of God Almighty. So help me God.
At this point, going.
Yes, so let me assist to hold the mic so she can properly decorate her.
At this point,
She's ready to take over. Congratulations.
congratulations to you, Engineer Funmilayo Alayaki. You are hereby announced as the fourth chairman of the Association of Professional Women Engineers Abeokuta chapter. The chapter on fire. Keep the fire burning. You now perform your first assignment.
Thank you so much. So much. Feels so good. With the permission of the National President, Engineer Dr. Jumoke Eterigo, my immediate past chairman, Engineer Adegui Temisope, and duly seeking the approval of our past chairman, Engineer Banjo and Engineer Gubono, I want to use this opportunity to call forward the executive members of APWEN Abeokuta chapter. Please kindly come forward. The vice chairman, the one that is to stand by me and get the ball rolling, in the person of Engineer Bola Adeoye. Also, the General Secretary is Engineer Funmi Adegbeson. that's the General Secretary. And the Assistant General Secretary, Engineer Dr. Olubusola Nuga. The Treasurer, Engineer Temitope Aboyeji. Thank you. The Financial Secretary, Engineer Dorcas Achobi. The Technical Secretary, Engineer Toyin Oyeleye. Assistant Technical Secretary, Engineer Taiwo Olusegun, Internal Auditor. The PRO, Engineer Jibola Owolabi Dada. Thank you. I'm not to swear in my IPC again, but she's S official 1. Yes, I'm not. It's not for me to swear you in. So, how we ably call Engineer Dr. Tolulope Eriosho, S official, and Engineer Stone Olubukola, S official. Thank you so much. That stone means Olode Okuta. I'm not swearing at you. Okay. So are we set? Dear executive member, committee member of APWEN, Abeokuta chapter, please listen attentively and answer appropriately. 1. Have you come here today for the inauguration ceremony on your own free will and accord? Please, let's lift up our voices. Thank you. Are you willing to be administered with the oath of inauguration of this association and be formally admitted as an executive member of this association? Do you, having become an executive member of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, solemnly swear that you will defend and uphold at all times the constitution of this association and accept as final and binding all decisions of the National Executive Council of the association on all matters dealt with by her in accordance with the provision of the said constitution of APWEN? Do you promise to undertake and promote the objective of APWEN at all times? Do you promise to conduct yourself always on all engineering matters in accordance with APWEN's laid down code of conduct? Do you promise to look after the interests and welfare of your fellow female engineers or female engineering student members of APWEN? Do you promise to meet all obligations, financially and otherwise stated, and serve us selflessly to the best of your ability? So the next paragraph, we are to read it. I, before everyone present at this ceremony, pledge and sworn to uphold and defend the Constitution of APWEN, to conduct my engineering practice with sincerity, fairness, and show interest in the affair and welfare of my fellow engineering members. So help me God. Thank you very much.
Push your guy, spy guy. Even if the rough, I don't mind. Cause you be my G for life. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Feeling good tonight. Cause I did yeah with my guys. I got plenty for my mind. But right now I'm with my guys. I don't fear them got my back. Hey. Don't sleep, wake up. Collect your money, wake up. Collect your money, wake up. Tera, go get the moolah. Wake up. Koni chokala, kala konya la dila. Don't walk, you don't try. You supposed to be jai. Kilo come, person matter, person we don't mind. Boy, when I land softly on the sofa floor. So far so good, koni bajo. Let me see you, go lo. Let me see you, go lo. Bukao, let me see you, de buka. Go lo. Let me see you, go lo. Bukao, let me see you, go lo. Bukao, let me see you, de buka.
First and foremost, I give all glory to the Almighty God, who count us worthy first to witness today and to witness this event, and who counts me worthy to take up this position. It's not a position to lord over, but a position to call to serve. In any organization, there must be someone to lead, and God has counted me worthy. So I give him all the glory. My president, Association of Professional Women Engineers, Engineer Dr. Eterigo, salute you. Thank you for coming. You are our Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, FUNAB, Professor Kahinde, ably represented by the Dean of the College of Engineering, Professor Dairo. Thank you, sir. All the HODs here present, thank you for coming. All our hyper helpers, thank you for being here. All the executive members of the National Executive Member of APWEN, thank you for coming. And all dignitaries, all students that can make it here. I know this is a period that is so intense and tight for you, but some of you still find your way here. Thank you. I really appreciate you. And all distinguished guests, great Funabites. Okay, some of you are there. Thank you. I give glory to the Almighty God for making today a reality and beautiful. It is an honor to stand before you as the fourth chairman of the Association of Professional Women Engineers, APWEN, Abeokuta chapter. It is the Lord's doing, and it is indeed marvelous in my eyes. I therefore wholeheartedly accept this position with the understanding that it is a call to service, firmly to uphold the tenets of our matriarchs in APWEN. I sincerely appreciate the courage and passion of the 6 women engineers that established APWEN. and I will duly and respectfully mention their names. Engineer J. Ho Maduka, FNSC, FANG, MFR, and Engineer Waka Ego Ojuku, FNSC, FNI Triple E, Engineer Mayen Adetiba, FNSC, Engineer Beatrice Oduniyi, FNSC, Engineer Inkechi Isigwe, FNSC, and Engineer Funmilayo Kadri, FNSC, FNI, Triple E. These wonderful women ignited the fire that continues to burn till today. They carry the message with passion that engineering is for girls too. That is, girls too can take up engineering as a profession and succeed. They have a vision that Nigerian female engineer will be a catalyst for advancement in the engineering profession towards national and global technology development. To our founding matriarchs and all elders and leaders in APWEN, I say that this your vision is also my vision. I shall abide with everything that APWEN stands for. I also have the goal to make this chapter more visible, more audible, and empowered. The beautifully delivered lecture by the erudite scholar, Professor Petra Abdusalam Sagi, thank you, ma'am, has adequately buttressed the point that women are needed to lead in innovations and transformation entrepreneurship, which are the lacking ingredients in the quest to make the economy of our country sustainable. I have the privilege of taking a course, Engineering Entrepreneurship, in the college. While teaching this course, I always make it clear to the students that one way of taking Nigeria from a consumer economy to a producing and sustainable economy is to adopt these ingredients: innovation and entrepreneurship. On this note, I want to sincerely appreciate our guest speaker for this apt and well-delivered lecture. Thank you once again, ma'am. To the chapter members, this is a call to service. This work is not a one-man show. We are in it together. Every member in this chapter is important. We will continue to encourage the young girls to take up engineering as a course and profession. We will continue to enhance our capacity and capability as professionals. According to the theme for the last AGM, which was our voice, our strength, and our future. Then, knowing this, we have what it takes to excel. And I want to give appreciation. Everything that we need to know about APWEN have been delivered to us by our president and the past chapter chair. So what else do I have to add than to give appreciation to everybody that has in one way or the other impacted my life. There are some special occasions like this one which God permits in a man's life to give glory to him and for that man to appreciate his helpers of destiny. Therefore, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate my physics and chemistry teacher in Wahab Folawiyo High School, Ikoyi, Lagos, by the name Miss Komolafe. Mr. Adeniyi, my mathematics teacher. These two ignited the interest in the sciences in me. The lecturers that established my foundation in civil engineering at the Federal Polytechnic, Ilaro, Engineer Mrs. I.K. Ogunfayo. She would have loved to be here, but she had to go outside the country. The erudite teacher of strength of materials and structures, Engineer Mrs. Balogun, an engineer then, but is now a professor, Olutoge. Both taught me soil mechanics. Distinguished guests, excuse me. How I wish that my professors, Professor L.A. Balogun, E.A. Meshida, and M.A. Salau, my lecturers in foundation engineering, applied soil mechanics, and steel structural analysis are alive today. They were lecturers, professionals, and mentors par excellence at the University of Lagos, Akoka. My undergraduate project at Unilag was supervised by Professor G.L. Oyekon, retired, an expert in structures. My studying highway and traffic engineering at the MSc level was with the guidance of Professor F.A. Falade. Others who I hold immense appreciation are Professor O.M. Sadiq, Professor E.E. Ipomonsa, Professor K.A. Ayeshimoju, and Baba, we call him Baba, late Dr. Alade. Dr. Alade taught me how to write academically at the University of Ibadan. Appreciation also goes to Professor Agbede, Professor Koka, and Dr. Mrs. Akintayo, who used to be with us here in Funab but has moved to UI. My PhD thesis at the University of Cambridge, United Kingdom, was supervised by Professor Abiyu Altaba, and I have a very good mentoring relationship with my advisor, Professor Peter Guthrie, who still writes my reference letters up to today. My journey in the academic spheres began in 2008, and I have enjoyed favor with God and men in the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Funab. Therefore, I appreciate the mentorship of Professor O.S. Awokola, the HOD, when I was appointed as assistant lecturer into the Department of Civil Engineering, Funab. The current dean, Professor Hoyu Dairo, has been very supportive, always showing interest in the academic progression of staff in the college. All the professors in my college are wonderful, and I mean it, you are all wonderful. College is one big family. Also, my appreciation goes to the staff in the Department of Civil Engineering, which is my department. So I will list them. Dr. S.O. Odunfa, my current HOD. Professor A.A. Adekunle, although he has left Funab, but I cannot but mention his name. Professor J.O. Akinyele, Dr. O.S. Abiola, Dr. A.A. Badejo, Dr. U.T. Igba, very supportive. He has been with me since yesterday. Engineers in Keshita, Oluwatudimu, and Adetiloye, and even our own surveyor, Okunlola. Mr. Cosmos, I cannot forget you. And also the administrative staff, Mrs. Abe and Mrs. Adewumi. I thank you all for your support. I also recognize the continuous support and guidance of my mentor in the university, Professor O.D. Akinyemi. Mr. Vice Chancellor, in absentia, but my dean sir, my immense gratitude to you, to the Vice Chancellor of FUNAB, for appointing me as the coordinator for intelligent property, innovation, technology incubation and commercialization unit under the Directorate of Research, Innovation and Partnership, DRIP. I say thank you to the Vice Chancellor. And also, I say a big thank you to the Director of DRIP, Professor M.A. Busari. I was introduced to APWEN by Engineer Mrs. Omolola Banjo, FNI GPUE. Thank you, ma'am. In the year 2009, at FUNAB, she has a passion for imparting the young female engineers to excel. Engineer Mrs. Olanike Ogumbono, FNSC, took over the baton as the chairman of Abeokuta chapter. I said this once, and I'm repeating it now, that Mama Ogumbono left a big size shoe, and we are all trying to fit in. My immediate past chairman, Engineer Mrs. Temitayo Adegui, FNSC, FNI GPUE, did not lose focus of the tenets of our leaders and the association. To you all, I say thank you for imparting my life. Immense appreciation to our helpers. We give them the title hyper helpers of the chapter. In the persons of Engineer Olatunji Babalola, FNSC, one of the executive directors in Ogunshun. Also, Engineer Adeoye Aziz, FNSC, another executive director in Ogunshun. Engineer SM Adelakun, Dr. Olukayode Oluyemi, Engineer Ademola Agbola, FNSC, Engineer Oluwatoyin Agbola, FNSC, Engineer Remi Oseni, FNSC, Engineer Adekunle Adeyemi, Engineer Bola Mudashiru, and Engineer Ovie Alaboru. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this adage holds for me that behind every successful woman, there is a man. The gentleman behind my success is nobody but Mr. Phillips Olaniyi Alayaki. He obtained my MSc form at Unilag, even when I told him that I'm done with academics. He sacrificed everything, paying the rent of 2 apartments just to make me comfortable and to make sure that I finished the program successfully. He took care of our wonderful children when I was doing my PhD in the United Kingdom. He is proud to hear people call me engineer. He is not afraid that he's married to an engineer. Therefore, I say thank you. I truly appreciate your sacrifices during the days of our small beginning. You will reap the fruit of your labor of love in Jesus' name. Amen. So you see, Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki is not self-made. God has favored me. Man has helped me. Therefore, I give all glory to God and I give thanks to man. Thank you all for listening, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki, the 4th chairman, APWEN Abeokuta chapter. And on my right there are those beautiful ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ireoluwa Alayaki. You're welcome. Please We also have Miss Similoluwa Alayaki. All right, you're welcome. Then we have Miss Pinifoluwa Alayaki. Wow, so you're welcome. Thanks for being here today. The bone of our bone is in the house. Daddy, please let's welcome Mr. Philip Olaniyi Alayaki, the father of these beautiful and wonderful children. Daddy, please, your seat is right here. Please let's stop clapping until he gets to the stage. We've been waiting for you, sir. You're welcome. We're happy to have you here. And thank you for making our Dr. Mrs. who she is today. Thanks for the sacrifice. Thanks for the understanding. Thanks for the encouragement. You're welcome, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We indeed appreciate you, sir.
Good afternoon. Well, I'll first speak for the VC, then I'll speak as the dean of the college. Well, the VC sent his Google message, and he said that I should relay that FUNAB has always been a place where people have opportunities to get anything done. Apart from academics, they encourage association where staff have been given positions, because this is actually the first time that the engineering union or engineering society will have somebody heading them coming from the university. So he congratulates the chairman, Dr. Mrs. Alayaki, and if we go by the appreciation, we will guess what is going to come when she's doing her inaugural lecture. He also said they came visiting earlier, and all things that were discussed, what is expected from the university and what they expect from them, especially in the area of releasing when it is required, that the university will not have any problems when she has to be released in such occasions. And he wants us to know that FUNAB will always excel. We know in the last few weeks and months, several reports have shown the capacity of the university. He wishes that APWEN will note this and might use that to encourage the girl child. Before I stop that, I'll talk as the dean now. I think we are very lucky to have the set of engineers we have in the college. The set of engineers we have in the university, because it is not only the college that we have engineers. Sitting right here, Mrs. Banjo has been a very good member of the university. She's been a very good friend of the college while we were not even at these positions. We thank you for the support of the college. And I believe it is support of that college that has transcended into the election of Madam. In the college also, there is a new way chairman, which of course is going to come up here too. We should show that the college appreciates our staff and what they do in the different associations. We wish we get more of these such that the college will come into the limelight and most things that are done will be known to the populace. I thank you and I wish Madam a very good time in his office, in our office. Thank you.
The Southwest Coordinator of APWEN, that's Engineer Abosede Oyekunle, represented by Engineer Mujisola Oyelowo, APWEN Egbe Ikorodu Chairman. You're welcome, man, for your goodwill message.
The first Chancellor, ably represented by my Dean, Engineer Professor Dairo, my President, ma, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I bring greetings from the Zonal Coordinator of APWEN South West Zone, Engineer Bosede, Engineer Funmilayo Alayaki. Congratulations on your well-deserved appointment as the chairman of APWEN Abeokuta chapter. Your appointment marks a significant milestone as women engineers continue to break barriers and inspire the world. Our prayer is that your tenure will be filled with innovation, collaborations, and continued success. Here is to a future where diversity in engineering is not only celebrated, but leads to remarkable advancement. We wish you a prosperous and fulfilling journey ahead. Thank you.
So want to welcome the chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abeokuta chapter, the president of engineer Adetunji Ismail Adenuga FNSC, ably represented by engineer Ismail Adeyemi, for his goodwill message. Thank you.
Thank you. The Vice Chancellor, the APWEN National Chairman, the guest speaker, our chief host, the National Chairman Niwe, executive and members of Abeokuta branch, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Abeokuta Chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Ismail Adetunji Adenuga, FNSC, is unavoidably absent. He sent his congratulatory message to the APWEN chapter of the branch, inauguration of the fourth chairman in person of Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki. The adage that says, what a man can do, women can do better. APWEN Abeokuta chapter are not only doing better, but they are doing wonderfully well in complementing the male counterpart. The conferment of Engineer Dr. Funmilayo Alayaki as the fourth chairman is to confirm our dedication, commitment, knowledge, and contribution to the field of engineering over the years. To us in Abeokuta branch, your accomplishments serve as an inspiration, and we take pride in having you as a valued member of the branch. Also, on behalf of the Abeokuta branch, I want to congratulate your predecessor, Engineer Omolola Banjo, Engineer Olanike Ogumbono, and Engineer Temitayo Adegbuyi for their valued contributions and mentorship. I'd like to sincerely appreciate the President of APWEN and other national executive members here present. Abeokuta branch of the Nigerian Society of Engineers will continue to give necessary support and platform for our women counterparts to do better. Long live the Nigerian Society of Engineers, long live Abeokuta branch of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, long live the APWEN. Thank you all for your attention.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. I'm the representative of the Vice Chancellor, my President, Engineer Dr. Jumoke Terigo. Welcome to Abeokuta City. my amiable guest speaker, Prof. The outgone chairman, Engineer Temitayo Adegui, and of course, the brand new Chacha chairman of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, other distinguished members of the high table, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank us all for gracing this occasion, and also to say that this is a joyous occasion because a leader is not successful without a successor. I'm happy to see the ship of APWEN sailing smoothly with the production of a new chairman. And I pray that your tenure will take APWEN Abeokuta chapter and APWEN National to greater heights by God's grace. I want to congratulate all members of the association. I can see that almost everyone is decked in purple. And as an APMAN myself, I also decided to join the women in celebrating this auspicious occasion. Thank you, everyone, for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
All protocols duly observed. Especially appreciate my president, Engineer Eterigo FNSC, FNSHE. Thank you once again for coming. But before you leave, before we permit you, because we have the right, we are not permitting you, ma. Before we allow you to leave, our president, please, you know what the mission of APWEN. In the morning when you were talking, we talked about 10 students benefiting from the scholarship of PC. Here in Abeokuta too, we have 2 students that are benefiting from Engineer Olanike Ogunbono Scholarship Award. They were given when they were in JS2. We had a competition. So the person supporting the scholarship asked for 2 people. So that year, the person that came third, Engineer Molola Ban supported the 3rd position. So these 2 girls are in SS1 now. They are here to receive the 3rd tranche of support. So I want you to please come and help us present to them this scholarship support, ma. So I want to call, the first person is Lawal Esther Oluwadarasimi from Nawarudin Grammar School. The second girl is Shoriola Caroline, Ashero High School. Please come forward. Esther Lawal. Second person, Shoriola Caroline. Hold it and move forward.
APWEN National want to, this is believing of this nation, and they are not from private schools, because it's believed if your child can go to private school, then you have the money. Students that needs help, and National is doing it, but I want to appreciate the 2 past chairmen, the first and the second, for taking up this challenge to do it. And I'm using to appeal to all of us. We just pick a child and make an impact in the life of that child. And life of that child, the story cannot be written fully without you being mentioned. They need to go to school, they need to read engineering. We don't want female engineering to extinct out. Of these 2, on behalf of APWEN Abeokuta, who has shown example of a very good legacy, not just waiting for only national, but at their own level they are doing it. I think they need a round of applause. Mars, we commend you for your work. Thank you so much for caring for these ones. The story of their lives, will not be forgotten. I remembered I went to Warri for a program, and one of the past presidents, also instituted a scholarship. I want you to know that one of the winners of this scholarship, she was in the market selling with something on her head. And then the teacher looked for whom to call the DC. So they remembered her and they called her to come for the competition. This girl didn't have uniform. She was in the market selling. And somebody just gave her uniform. They look for another person. So you will see very tight on her. And they think, when they did the competition, the girl took first. I wept because I could see the joy in her. And when she was giving her testimony, she said it would be difficult for her mother to believe that she has gotten a helper to carry her through to secondary school and to university level. So I want to tell you guys, congratulations. So on behalf of the individual engineer, Nike Ogunbana, I want to present this to you. This is your award. It's your school fees, everything you need for this tranche. This is the third tranche that is in it. And I tell you congratulations.
One, nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently.
Then on behalf of Engineer Lola, the first chairman of Abeokuta, APWEN Abeokuta chapter, I'd love to present this to you. So it's not theory, it's practical. That's your school fees, and then what you need.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Please, can I have the two givers of the scholarship and the new chairman? So the chairman now, nothing like new or old. So the chairman of APWEN, Abeokuta.
For the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Since yesterday, we appreciate you. And as Yoruba will say, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ tó more, a fẹ́ fi dúpẹ́ wa hàn. Because to come all the way from Mina, it's not funny. We appreciate the stress and we pray that the Lord God Almighty will continue to renew your strength in Jesus' name. So on behalf of APWEN Abeokuta chapter, I want to present.
You can't beat engineers for joining them. This was what I watched just yesterday. So it's so surprising that it has come out today. They are so smart. I appreciate every one of you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Love you all.
There's a parting gift for you too, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I want to say thank you to Abeokuta APWEN chapter. I actually started my journey yesterday very early in the morning. Had to leave Mina in Niger State to the airport in Abuja and got to Lagos and decided to come straight. And my daughter asked me a question. She said, "Mommy, are you not stressed? How can you cross 3 states at the same time?" And I told her, I said, "No, I'm not stressed. That what drives me is passion. Passion for the society, association, and passion for the young girls. And I'm glad that I came. Thank you for honoring me. The Lord will honor you, man. Appreciate you. Others have done very well. You will do better. God's grace is you the testimony. And I know God who has brought you thus far will help you on a higher choose, but I know you can grace of the state will know more about APWEN even through you by his grace. Thank you so much. I appreciate the gift. And God bless you all.
Thank you, Ma. You're welcome, Ma.
Praise the Lord. I want to congratulate APWEN Abeokuta on this August occasion in October. I want to thank the VC, our president, Mrs. Jumoke Eterigo, all the former chairpersons of APWEN, and every one of us gathered here today to join them in celebration. On behalf of Pikolam Suit and the entire late Professor Bola Okuneye dynasty, I want to congratulate you. I want to wish you a very good tenure and to pray that as you have shown today, that you are ready to take students who are girls to high to becoming engineer. You will work harder, you will improve on it, and the ratio of 20:2 in the engineering department will be 10:10. God bless you. Break forth on the right, break forth on the left, and showcase the goodness of God. God bless you.
EPA Award present to Engineer Remi Husseini, FNSC, in recognition of your support to APWEN Abeokuta chapter today, Wednesday, 18th of October, 2023. Congratulations.
All right, please. Chairman, don't go. This next award is a very, very important, and it's going to a very special person. And this person has a kind of magnet that she uses to draw every female engineer. And she will make that things go the right way they should, in love. Even if she wants to correct, it's in love. Her sacrifices, our efforts have really pushed us to this level. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to invite the representative of the NSC chairman, Engineer Ismail Adeyemi FNICE, to present this Hyper Helper Award to Engineer Mrs. Olanike Ogumbono, FNSC.
Hyper Award presented to Engineer Mrs. Olanike Ogumbono, FNSC, in recognition of your support to APWEN Abeokuta chapter today, Wednesday, 18th of October, 2023. Congratulations, ma.
Yes, these other ones are supposed to be done by the immediate past chairman, but she has asked me to help her. So that's the service award. So the first person we call is our chairman, who was the vice chairman then. So it's the IPC that is saying thank you to all the members of the ESCO that worked with her. So to our vice chairman, Engineer Dr. Alayaki. Never see her. General Secretary. Assistant General Akinleye. Engineer Tolu Erin Osho. Assistant Technical Engineer Bukola Lode Okuta. Oshifeko. Dorcas Achebe. Financial Secretary, Treasurer Funmilayo, then the Internal Auditor, Engineer Taiwo Olusegun.